Okay, in this video, I'm just going to make a few remarks about interpreting box plots and density plots, especially comparative box plots and comparative density plots. Well, I have a data set here from a clinic, and have satisfaction levels and, among other things, gender and when they arrive. Um, So, first thing I'm going to do here is just get a box plot of satisfaction by gender, and you can see that it looks like the level of satisfaction, the median, just that's the dark line across the middle, is a little bit higher for females than males, and maybe a little more spread out. Some that are higher than any of the males, that's the maximum value, and some that are lower than any of the males, that's the bottom line there. And the middle of the data, both about the same spread. That's from Q3 to Q1, the first quartile to the third quartile. Remember, this goes from minimum value to first quartile or 25th percentile, to median or halfway point, 50th percentile, third quartile or 75th percentile, and maximum. Both of these, especially the first one, look like they're going to be skewed to the left a little bit. You can see that the tail's a little bit longer here. In fact, even the middle half of the box is a little bit longer here. For males, the lower tail is lower. It's not going to be quite, at least looking at the box plot, as strongly skewed as it is for females. So the two things to look at when you're looking at box plots and comparing them is one of them look like it's higher or lower than the other one. You can look at things like is the median higher or lower, which in this case it does look like it's higher for females. And then you can look at the relative spread of the two distributions. And so now I'm going to do a comparative density plot. I think this actually makes the picture a little bit clearer. The red is the females. And if I were at this point, I'm just making the simplest plots possible. This is early in the class, and I figure that's about where you're at. If I were going to do this more, I would add some text and things to this to make it clearer what's going on here. But you can see that the distribution of females is very mostly strongly centered right at the middle here, and actually not that far different. Actually, not as much different as it looked like on the box plot, other than you've got this little thing going on here where it just kind of flat, doesn't keep going down at that point. So let's look at it for satisfaction and arrival time. And I think these arrival times were coded as 1, 2, and 3, where 1 was early in the day, 2 was the middle of the day, and 3 was end of the day. So when I do the box plot here, looks like people that came early are pretty well satisfied, probably because if you get there early, you're not going to have to get behind a lot of people, and you probably get waited on a little more quickly. Also looks like the ones at the end of the day are more satisfied than the middle, although there are a couple of outliers there. That's probably because at the end of the day, the people working there are wanting to get out, so they're maybe getting people in and out a little bit more quickly at that time. And then the satisfaction level is a lot more spread out and lower. Look, the median here is lower than the first quartile of either of the other two, and certainly lower than the medians, and spread out down to a much lower level and more spread out as well. And we can see the same things when we go to the density plot, where you can see things are more spread out for the people that are in the middle of the day. It goes way out there. Maybe a little bit more so for those at the end of the day. And that's about it for this video anyway.